Today we're going to find trig values on the unit circle. So first, what's showing here is some reminders of things we learned last semester. On a unit circle, the radius is 1. Right, here's our x value, here's our y value. So this point right here is some values of x and y. Sine is the opposite over hypotenuse, that's y over 1, so sine theta is y. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, is x over 1, so cosine is x. Tangent, opposite over adjacent, is y over x. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, so it's 1 over y. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, 1 over x. And cotangent is reciprocal of tangent, x over y. So here we have a radius going out to 60 degrees, so this reference angle right here is 60 degrees. So we're looking at a 30, 60, 90. Our x value here on a 30, 60, 90 is 1. The longest, the hypotenuse, is 2. And the y value, the longer leg, is root 3. Now it says down here this is a unit circle, but that's not exactly true because this is 2 units. So in order to turn this into a unit circle, we're going to divide all 3 sides by 2. So now we've got a radius of 1. So the x value here at 60 degrees is 1/2, and the y value is root 3 over 2. So what that means is the sine value at 60 degrees is the y value, root 3 over 2. Cosine, the x value, is 1 over 2. Tangent at 60 is the y value over the x value. So that's root 3 over 2 over 1 over 2. Now if we multiply the outer numbers, that's going to be our numerator. Inner numbers will give us the denominator. And we're going to have a 2 in the numerator and denominator. So those two, when those denominators are the same, they're just going to cancel each other out. So tangent at 60 is the square root of 3. All right, so a reminder on the unit circle. We can count, to find the radian values, we can count by sixths. So this is 1 pi over 6. Here's 2 pi over 6, which simplifies to pi over 3. Here's 3 pi over 6, which is 2 pi, or pi over 2. 4 pi over 6, which is 2 pi over 3. 5 pi over 6. And 6 pi over 6 is pi. 7 pi over 6. 8 pi over 6, which is 4 pi over 3. 9 pi over 6, which is 3 pi over 2. 10 pi over 6, 5 pi over 3. 11 pi over 6. And 12 pi over 6, which is 2 pi. Then we can count by fourths. 1 pi over 4. 2 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, and 8 pi over 4. Okay, so that's how you count around the unit circle to put in the radian values. Now, to find x and y values so that we can find trig values, sine, cosine, and tangent. Here's how I do it. The x values count from the center vertically going right and left. So there's x equals 0. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4 positions right. 1, 2, 3, and 4 positions left. So right here, x is 0. When you go to the first position to the left, x is 1 over 2. Second position to the left, it's root 2 over 2. Third position to the left, x is root 3 over 2. And the fourth position to the left puts us all the way to the right of the unit circle. That is 1. It works the same way going left. So right here, x is 0. First position, second position, third position, and fourth position to the left. First position left is 1 over 2. Second position left is root 2 over 2. Third position left is root 3 over 2. And the fourth position to the left is 1. Except that all of these, since they're left, are negative. The y values work the same way, except they're counting up or down. So right here, the y value is 0. When we go up to the first position, the y value is 1 over 2. Second position up, y value is root 2 over 2. Third position up, the y value is root 3 over 2. And the fourth position up is all the way at the top, the y value is 1. And we can count down the same way. Y value is 0. First position is negative 1 over 2. Second y value, second position is negative root 2 over 2. Third position down, the y value is negative root 3 over 2. And the fourth position down, the y value is negative 1. We want to be able to come up with those x and y values without ever having to look at a unit circle again. So here is a unit circle where the x and y values are filled in. So starting here, I've got an x value of 0. First position, 1 over 2. Second position, root 2 over 2. Third position, root 3 over 2. Fourth position, 1. The same goes negative. First position, second position, third position, fourth position. The y values do the same thing. By the way, the x values on the bottom are the same as they are on the top. First position, second position, third position, fourth. First position, second position, third position, fourth. The y values work the same way. Counting up, we've got 0 for a y value. First position, second position, third position, fourth position. And it counts down that same way. First position, second position, third position, fourth position. So we're going to do a few of these together. Okay, I'm going to draw in a unit circle. I really don't want you to draw this in, but I can't really show you this physically without drawing it right now. So there's our unit circle. At 0, sine is always a y value. At 0, the y value is 0. Cosine is an x value. Cosine 0, the x value, is right here, is 1. Cosine 11 pi, cosine again is an x value. So we've got 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Notice all the odd numbers are falling right here, so this is 11 pi. And the x value, it's left 1. Okay, cosine at, let's go down to this row, 4 pi over 3. So sine at 4 pi over 3. Sine is a y value. 4 pi over 3, that's the same as 8 over 6. So if I go halfway around, I'm at 6 over 6, 7 over 6, 8 over 6. So we're right here, and we need the y value. This is in the 1, 2, 3, third position down. And the third position down, the y value is negative root 3 over 2. Cosine at that same spot. So we go halfway around, we're at 6 over 6 pi 7 over 6, 8 over 6. So I want the x value. From the center, that is the first position to the left. First position to the left is negative 1 over 2. Okay, tangent, y over x. Same spot, 6 over 6, 7 over 6, 8 over 6. We're in 1, 2, 3 positions down. So that y value is negative root 3 over 2. The x value, 6 over 6, 7 over 6, 8 over 6, we are in the first position to the left. That is negative 1 over 2. And just like we had on the front page, if I was to multiply the outer and then the inner, I would have a 2 in the numerator and the denominator. So when both of these are 2, we can just cancel them out. And a negative over a negative is a positive. So we get root 3. Let's go down and do this one here. Tangent 11 pi over 6. So it's a y over x again. So 11 pi over 6. If we go all the way around the unit circle, that's 12 over 6. So we've got to back up 1, and there's 11 over 6. The y value there, it's the first position down. So that is negative 1 over 2. The x value there, that is 1, 2, 3, the third position to the right. That is root 3 over 2. Those are going to cancel, and we're left with negative 1 over root 3. But we don't leave radicals in the denominator, so we multiply by root 3 over root 3, which is negative root 3 over 3.